Hey all, welcome back. This is Dino the Ops Guy, and this is Production Management and Practice, or Stardew Production Management 101. This is episode 61, and normally I say it's, because it's episode 61, there were 60 episodes before it. But no, this is 60 episodes and now 61 episodes of a course in production management where instead of starting with some sort of textbook format, we start with what's going on in the environment, and in this case, the environment is a virtual environment. It's Stardew Valley. So, but as well, because it's 61, just past 60, I did want to circle back on some things. So really, as a bit of a recap, it's been 60 episodes. It's been 60 Stardew Valley days because they roughly correspond. And it's also been 28 and a third hours of me, Dino the Ops Guy, and Av. And that's a bit significant from the standpoint that if I was doing a course in a university, it would normally be 30 hours. So we're almost up to that. Normally it'd be like, 3 hours a week, 10 weeks, and then getting into exams and that sort of thing. So this is not that kind of course. This course is basically going to go on past 30 hours, and it's got less to do with how many hours and more to do with what's going on in Stardew and what we're learning and how we get the learning, because it's a bit more organic than being contrived. But just because we've sort of crossed that line, I did want to sort of circle back to do a bit of a recap to say, did we get anything out of this? Is this worthwhile at all? So if you've seen the 60 episodes, I welcome you to go back to see them if you haven't. But if you've seen them, three big themes. There's other themes, but three themes should have come out. One is there's a difference between execution and management. And I often use the metaphor that, if you're at the bar and it's 2 a.m. and, they're closing, you're coming out and all your friends are gone and you're intoxicated, you're going to do the best you can. There's a lot of bad things you don't want to do, but there's even the good things that you're going to do are not great. You're just going to make the best of it. And the solution there, the thing that could have been better is if you had made a decision at 5 p.m. that either, one of your friends was a designated driver, or maybe you were the designated driver and didn't drink, or there was a taxi involved or something. But the execution side of it, the operators on the floor, they're stuck in that 2 a.m. environment that they don't have a way to go back and, change time. They're just stuck with whatever's there, and they're going to do the best with it. And if you're not happy, part of the issue might have been that as a manager, you didn't help them with that 5 p.m. decision to put things straight, to give them more options, to whatever. Those are two different things that you have to focus on in management in general. What's going on the execution side and what skills are required and how they make the best of what's going on, and what's going on the management side to how to create the better opportunities. And that's a theme that really does sort of permeate a lot of what I've done in the course. The second one is you need data, and pretty much everywhere I've gone the last let's say 3 years or so, 4 years or so, pretty steady. Everyone asks, well, what ERP system have you used before? And it's like, it doesn't really matter what the computer is or what. I used to program in assembler code. I used to program in 4 or 5 different computer languages. That never bothered me. The what's going, I know how to do SQLs and stuff. At the end of the day, it's not the hardware that matters. It's what data we're getting. And pretty much any ERP system, if I'm in the senior management role, I'm going to use what I can out of it, but I'm still going to get my own data because it doesn't tend to cover everything. I find I'm constantly going down on the floor and, timing stuff out and counting how many people and measuring this and measuring that and keeping notes just so that I have good data. And that is such a big part of management. It's not about using the data you're given, it's getting the data you need is so much more important. So in this case, for Stardew Valley, I've created a ledger, so every transaction, and I modify it. So, for example, planted trees I don't have anymore. Planted plants, planted plots. Because I also keep track of what's going on sort of a grid that represents the farm to know what's planted where. So it's not something that, I never change. I'm constantly saying, okay, we've had enough moss. We don't have to count moss anymore. We've had enough sap. We don't have to count sap anymore. And it's not going to change the quality of our information. But you need to do that. You need to capture it so that you can make the right decisions. And then the last thing is that, people matter. And a lot of sort of the thinking I find in universities is that organizational behavior, organizational design, because they lead to sort of the discipline of human resources. Everyone thinks that human resources are the group in the company that's responsible for the people. And yeah, they responsible for the categories and how much they get paid and sort of the bands and this sort of thing. But I don't care that you're a millwright or that you're a sweeper or what. I care that you're Bob or Jane or Wen or like as an ops person, I care as of you as an individual because that's the individual that's going to do the work. So so yeah, the people matter most to production. So if you think you can just let HR take care of the people and the culture and stuff, then you're missing the point of production management. So those are the big three themes that I think go through, and there's other stuff that comes up a fair bit. I've actually gone through all 60 episodes and just put a little one-liner of what each has and represents, and some of the stuff we did in them. So uh, I apologize that the writing is so small, but it is 60 episodes. So if you want to take a screenshot or just come back to this video and say, oh yeah, that's how we do capacity planning, let's go there. So that's kind of up to you. And there's some stuff we haven't gotten to yet. It's not, again, we're not done after 60 episodes. There's more. Big things that we really haven't done, at least not directly, is economies of scale and diseconomies of scale. Everyone's really happy about getting bigger because of economies of scale, and they totally miss the fact that getting bigger isn't always the best thing to do when we get to the diseconomies. The curse of high volume, and this is another one. I one of the last few places I worked at, one guy says, "Oh, we got this machine that's going to go through the product in 15 minutes, not 8 hours, whatever." I'm thinking, and how is that a good thing? I get that from an overhead standpoint, but if you're only going to use it and still pay the people, and it just comes up, if there's any cleanup or if there's any issues, like it comes down to I remember I was teaching a case in university about this huge warehouse that had all these boxes coming in, whatever. And because we had that case discussion, we actually took the students on a plant tour of a major warehouse. I think it was Walmart's warehouse in Mississauga, the dry warehouse. And I remember at the end of that, I asked someone, so if you came here and said, listen, my son wants a crayon, can you give me just one crayon? And they realized, no, because one crayon is inside a box, which is inside a carton, which is inside that skid. Nobody's going to open up that skid for just one crayon. This idea that, once you get in a high volume, it's all going to be better. You still have to know what you're doing. That is not the solution. Cellular manufacturing, we've gotten a bit. Certainly we were putting peaches in the jars at first, and now we're putting apples. Having the apple tree and the 3 jars together, creating that cell is a good idea, and we're going to do more of that. And as the sort of the number of tiers expand, so as we get into casks, and it's not just one item going into another, it's one going into another, then we start really seeing the benefit of cells, and that's going to come. And the last thing, just sort of what I thought of as sort of the what yet is like anything else. So because if it was a textbook or something, I could say, well, this is the end of the textbook. There's no end to what we're going to discuss. Maybe someone's in the comments is going to introduce something new, and that's going to lead to a discussion. But the point is, let's understand it from an analytical standpoint. And when I teach in using the case method, that's kind of the approach we take. That, it doesn't matter what the literature says or what the textbook says. If there's something important to discuss that doesn't fit in that canon, we're going to discuss it anyway because it's important. And that's the way I'm treating this course as well. If we trip into something, we trip into something. So, okay. Day 61, the objectives that we have for Av. You could water and harvest the crops and everything else and the jars, etc. Pet the animals and process all the animal products. We could really use a sandfish to finish off our fishing bundles. So getting to the desert, we can finally do that. Check the traveling cart for red cabbage. And then if you got some free time, mine, more forage, that sort of thing. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Thanks, Dino. Okay, the weather is going to be cloudy tomorrow. Yeah, and the spirits are in good humor. That's kind of a good thing. So that'll help us, hopefully, if we get to the cavern mines. We said we pet a meow and filled the pool. I'd love to get that seed out of the way, it's sort of the 5S thing to do, but we're gonna have to wait until we get our hoe back. So right now our hoe is with Clint. He's upgrading it. It's a good thing that he's upgrading it, but we miss it. We miss our hoe. So off we go. We did not get goat milk today because it is an odd day and we have even goats, but we did get some regular milk. And we are going to address the hens and the ducks and get the eggs. So we're good for that. Opening that up, and then we can drop off the eggs, and we will put probably the duck egg into the mayonnaise machine. Get some water. We're going to water all of these 5s. We're not going to water the 3s on the other side, though. And again, it's related to we don't have our hoe because the plan is Marnie gave us a quest to grow amaranth for her. And the idea is we will hoe 2 spots for amaranth. And then we can water those 2 spots the same time as we water the 3 spots next to it. But then we need the hoe before we're doing the watering, so we're not doing the watering right now, is the plan. That's the idea. We are heading over to the cart, and we are hoping, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, be red cabbage, please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh no. No red cabbage. But they do have miner's treat. I think we're going to take that miner's treat. If we're going to Skull Cavern, it doesn't hurt to have some mining expertise and have that super magnet. That's a good idea too. We can say hi to Jess. She doesn't really feel that she knows us. I don't know how to feel about that. So we are going to carry on, say hi to Vincent. Oh, and look, and there's that the ticket that we got from Robin's hardwood quest. That's good. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got an apple sapling. All right, we can use an apple sapling. Can't use it right away. I mean, we can put it in the ground right away, but it's not going to be ready this season. And then it's not going to produce apples until next fall. So okay, we got our copper hoe. There is much rejoicing. Yay. And then we're going to head back to Pierre's, but not before fishing. I see rings. This is good. Oh, you got to get the rings, though. There we go. And we got green algae. And then the rings go away. Oh, well. Green algae is a bit grumble, but we can deal with that. Robin wants 35 pieces of wood. We can definitely facilitate that. We need wood. So this is something that's important. Sell off what we don't need. We're not going to sell the honey. We're not going to sell the cake. We're just going to store those, get 2 amaranth seeds. And now that we have the amaranth seeds, put them in the hotbar because we are going to plant those. And the idea being, again, use our fancy, we can use our fancy hoe here to get some clay. And, oh, by the way, we might as well get some wood too. So, and we just got Robin's quest. You know what? We still need more wood. The idea being we're going to need a chest for the Skull Caverns. And look at that. We found a magical wild plum appears. So, okay, we're going to use our hoe to place 2 more seeds. And then we're going to water 5 and then 3. And that's just the way we do things. So we can use the chanterelle and restock that. We shall get the the mayonnaise, duck mayonnaise, and restock with a regular egg. Yeah, so we have 2 cheese presses. We were only using one because, again, last night we put it off in a hurry and we never loaded it. And because it never showed us the cheese on top, it wasn't really clear that it could be loaded. So finally we have both of them loaded. That's good. And we can deal with that. There's a bunch of, so we should probably plant that apple, the apple sapling. Oh, and we have some hops that we can convert into pale ale. That's good. Nope, just put it in. Okay, let's do our tree. Now you're not allowed to, trees don't like to grow up with anything next to them. Once they're full grown, they don't care. But this grass is all going to be in the way if we plant this tree. If it encroaches on the tree before winter, it's not going to be happy. It's not going to grow until it's gone, because that's the way saplings are. So, okay, we will dump all the things that we gained along the way, drop off the fertilizer, go and drop off the moss and the seeds and stuff, and drop off the kelp. And then we're actually, we should probably get a new lure because our tackle ran out, I remember before, and we will need that. I don't know that we'll need it for the sandfish. It's fairly easy fish to get, but it doesn't hurt to have it. And heck, we might as well just make more bait. There we got some more advanced bait. We're going to go to the mine. And, well, first we're going to go to the mine so we can go see Robin. Because Robin will be so happy that we have her 35 wood. She will give us money. That's the way she is. Oh, we'll say hi to... Okay, so I just clicked that pretty quickly, but I just admitted to him that I like romance novels, and he really wasn't impressed with that. Hi, Robin! So let's... 280 is a good haul. Let's get back to the mines. So in the mines, we're just not going into the mines. We're going to get the chest. Going into the chest, and we're going to get the coffee and the food, and we're going to transport in the bomb, and we're going to transport that to the other side, to the caverns. We'll get Pam to drive us there for 500. This is how Pam makes her money. Okay, we see coconuts. Coconuts are cool, and we see the little furry things that we can get out of the ground that they're just clay. Coconuts are cool. Now let's build a chest. So this is sort of our point of contact for all the stuff that we need in the Skull Caverns mining stuff. Let's see if we can't get, we got another, see if we can't get a sandfish, because that's kind of what we're hoping for. And we got something, and not much in the desert, but sandfish. So we got the sandfish we're looking for. And we're going to forge a bit, but at some point we'll go and say hi to Sandy in the Oasis. We have not met Sandy yet, but she's a very nice lady. We will be happy to meet her. She knows Emily very well. Emily comes occasionally. So we'll say hi, and yeah, we don't want to move here for farming. I considered the beet. I don't think we need another crop, though. So I think we have everything we need from Sandy. So I think the best thing to do is take our mining candy and our miner's treat and go into the mines and dig stuff up and hopefully find something useful. If we can somehow kill a serpent or a mummy or something. Oh, we speaking of killing a mummy, we need bombs, because you can't kill a mummy without some sort of explosive. You can kill a mummy so that it just becomes ash, but the ash kind of regenerates if you don't blow that ash up. So we do need that bomb. But the idea being, if we could get to a mummy or a serpent and kill them to get the red cabbage seed, that would be fantastic. But we're just using this little wee sword, the insect head. It's not really reliable. It's not really what we want to use. So we got our aquamarine. I don't think this is going to be a winning proposition. No, we're just going to bail. So, okay, we're back to sort of one of those mummy levels. Hopefully we can knock over mummy. They're not hard, but then you have to blow them up. Another mummy level. This is good. Just make our way over from the stones. The other thing we're trying to do is trying to find prismatic shards, which we might be able to find in some of the stones or in some of the chests, and convert that into a really nice weapon, the galaxy sword. And we can do that in the desert. Oh, we got serpents. Okay, let's try and kill this. 2 serpents, not so good. Let's get out. We do not have a sword to deal with swarming serpents, and they pack a punch, so it doesn't take long before you realize you're being recovered, which isn't a good situation. So yeah, in that little triangle hexagon thing, if we have a prismatic shard, we get a galaxy sword. So that's a conversion that we will want to make at some point. And if not that, there's for 25,000 you can get a level 10 sword. So that's another option. The lava sword of lava katana or something like that. So that's an option worth considering, but we don't have anywhere near 25,000. So, and at some point we should be saving up for the upgraded coupe, but the deluxe coupe. But we'll take our time with that. So we finished all the bundles in the fish tank, and the fish tank is now repaired. And you can actually put fish in the fish tank. I don't have any fish to put in the fish tank, but you could. So, or a snail. There's already a snail in there. So maybe we will want to decorate the fish tank later. So we will see. But still a bit early, so we can do a fair bit. We can more or less casually replace all the animal changes that need to be happen, the mayonnaise machine and the cheese press. So that'll be good. We don't have a chest yet for the coconuts and the cactus fruit, so we'll use the minerals chest for that. We do have enough coal that we can smelt 3 copper bars, so we set that in motion. Let's drop off our coconuts as well as our acarine and our cactus fruit. Let's get hops and change that into pale ale. And otherwise, I think we got to clean up these. I was saying about these seeds before. Yeah, it's good I feel good cleaning them up. That's sort of the 5S thing. Once they're exposed, you feel good cleaning them up. It's just sort of a motivational thing. It's just, you feel better. So we got an orange. That's our first orange. But I think let's close up the doors. We'll get the animal products. Now, I'm purposely leaving that peach jelly there. And the thinking being is, now that we have it set as a cell, the idea is it's just sort of one fluid motion. Grab an apple, swap the apple in, take the whatever's there, whether it's an apple jelly or a peach jelly, out. And if you do it out of cycle like now, it's kind of a waste of time because you're already set up to do it there when you're there and it's fluid. So as much as I see it there and it's kind of, calls to me, please pick me up, please pick me up. Then yeah, you gotta ignore it. That's all there's to it. So we have time for trees. We brought some seeds, so if we want to extend this line of 3 trees, we can do that. I think we've done a pretty good job before. Yeah, so there's a spot where we can put in a maple seed. And we should probably do acorns, but we got maple right now. We will get rid of this tree and put in a seed. And we're kind of running out of time. Might as well get these 2 on the way out, but we are kind of on the way out. I see maybe that 1 stone we'll grab. But other than that, okay. So now we're good. Head on back. And then download all the seeds, or offload all the seeds. We're going to keep the wood with us. Drop some wood in the kiln. And drop off our food. And it's time for bed. Let's see. So here's what happens when we finish all the fish bundles. We open up, and then tomorrow, or soon after tomorrow, hopefully, if not tomorrow, we can go and see Willie at that spot, and he's going to give us a pan, which will help us get some new stuff. So the weather report for the next tomorrow is going to be cloudy with gusts of winds, and the fortune for the tomorrow is going to be Absolutely neutral. Wow, that is rare. And it is back to you, Dino. Thanks, Av. That's awesome. So we went to the desert. We went to the skull cavern with only a insect head, and we didn't die. I think that's success. So okay, we did water the crops and harvest other things, and we even planted a couple amaranth. We pet the animals and processed the animal products. Got the sandfish and actually finished those sets of bundles. Check the traveling cart for red cabbage. I'm concerned that there's a red cabbage shortage. There could be a global issue here. So, because it is towards the end of what I would consider the hours of a normal class, I'm thinking, well, maybe I should have a final exam, and that's a bit overbearing. I don't want to give a final exam, but maybe I should give you a prep as if I was doing an exam around now. So I figured that's a safe way. You don't, we're not going to hand out any marks or whatever, but it's probably a good discussion point. So a couple questions to consider if we were doing a sort of review at this point. Question 1. Starfruit has the best returns both to sell and to put in a keg. So we can fill a greenhouse with starfruit and harvest it repetitively because the seasons have no effect. So no effect there. Give at least one reason why you may want to plant any other plant than starfruit in the greenhouse. Even if you want to plant all starfruit except for one other plant. Give a reason. So it's kind of a nice open-ended question, and I don't suggest you start with a plant for a plant for a plant, but think about what's the whole point of operations management, and is it just about growing starfruit, and then we can have a discussion that way. So we will cover the answer next episode, but as well, second question, just two. A 2-week summary of keg transactions up here below, and to the left on the bottom you also see the specific transactions. So for example, day 59, they're in reverse order at 12:40 in the morning or at night or whatever. Put in 4 hops, and that cost 108. And then at the same time, pretty much keg out, we pulled out a pale ale, 4 of them, and got 1,200 for them. And at 6:50 at night, we pulled out a keg, pale ale, got 300 for that one. Before that, at 6:50, we also put in, that's 6:50 in the morning. We also put in a salmonberry, and that cost us 5G. That broke the bank. So you can see the transactions. You can see the summary of the transactions just to the right of that. And now the question, upper management wants to forecast how much money kegs can deliver in the next week. And they're asking you, how would you respond? No perfect answers here because operations and production management aren't just perfect sciences. There's just a whole lot of discussion, and I look forward to engaging in any kind of discussions. Hopefully you're getting something out of this. Please leave a comment to let us know what we can do to make things better. But other than that, this is Dino the Ops Guy signing off.